How come the lights are off? Radhe Radhe, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Shri Radha Vino Bihari Mandir, Gopinath Bhavan, Shri Vrindavan Dham. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupananda Gauri Guru Varga ki jai, Patik Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Shri Advaita Acharya ki jai, Tadiya Avirbhav Maha Mahotsava ki jai. Prem Purushottam Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai, Radha Ramana Ju ki jai, Giriraj Mahārāja ki jai, Harinama Sankirtan ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Om. Dandavat Pranam, all Vaishnavas. Oh, Jiva Pavan Prabhu is on the ball already. A little bit more. Already he has posted the Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan means auspicious invocation. So we will be invoking the mercy, the presence, the blessings, the grace of our Gurudev, all of our Gurus in our Guru Varga, in our Guru Parampara, going back to the original Guru who is Krishna himself, and his Guru of Prem, Radhika Premer Guru, Ama Shishya Natta. Natta means dancer. Yeah, not Nath. Actually, Radha Nath means she who is, Radha is the Nath of Krishna, like Gopinath or Gopeshwar Mahadev, etc. So there are different meanings depending on one's mood when they see these names. From a general perspective, you might see that Gopinath means he who is the master of the gopis. But who was calling whom? Who was in an emergency situation calling whom for help? Krishna was in that emergency situation, calling Radhika, without you I cannot maintain my life, I will die at once, I need you now. She heard her own name, and because all of the gopis are her manifestations, they all heard their own names and ran to rescue Krishna from his desperate separation. So they are the Nath, or the master. The gopis are the Nath of that Krishna. In the same way, Gopeshwar Mahadev, he was subservient or in a submissive mood to the gopis, so they are the Ishwar. The gopis are the Ishwar. Same we've heard with Rameshwar Mahadev. We all know that Ram is the Ishtadev or Sankarshan Ram of Mahadev. He's always chanting mantra, calling the name of his master, Sankarshan Ram. So in South India, at the very, very southern tip of South India, where the bridge starts for Sri Lanka, at that place, before embarking on that journey, Sri Ram was worshipping Lord Shiva in form of a Shivalingam, Rameshwar. So at that time, all of the local people were glorifying Rameshwar ki jai. Oh, this Lord Shiva is the Ishwar of Sri Ram. And then the demigods were like, no, 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 no. They came and they, like a voice from the sky, no, you're not right. Actually, both of them are Ishwar. Rameshwar means Ram is the Ishwar and Shiva is the Ishwar, means the controller. And then from that Shivalingam itself, Lord Shiva manifested and said, you're all wrong. Rameshwar means Ram is my Ishwar. Ram is my Lord and Master. So he established this point. And this is also, it's interesting that I'm starting speaking about Shiva Tattva, because actually today is Advaita Acharya's day and he's also non-different from Sadashiva. So Shiva Tattva is quite a complicated Tattva. It's actually many different Tattvas with the same name. So it's quite a complex thing. But anyhow, so we've heard of Gopinath. Actually, the gopis are the Nath. We've heard Gopeshwar, the gopis are the Ishwar. We've heard of Rameshwar, Ram is the Ishwar. So, in this case, sometimes we should not just take our own understanding. Gopinath, the gopis are the nath, are the master. But nata is different than natha. Nata Varanagarananda. Nata Vara means Krishna is the best of dancers. So Radhika Premier Guru, Radhika is my guru of prem, of divine love and affection. Ami Shishya Nata, I am simply her dancing pupil. Her prem makes me dance in various novel ways, novel dances, new and fresh. So therefore, based on this tattva and many other tattvas, our Srila Gurudev has spoken this particular phrase. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Srimati Radhika is the superior personality of Godhead. Because what controls Krishna? Love itself. Who is the embodiment of love itself? Who is the source of all love, all ananda, all pleasure, pleasing potency? Well, I would say the source would be Krishna, but the personification of that is Srimati Radhika. And Krishna is controlled by the love of his devotees. Who loves Krishna more than Srimati Radhika? Therefore, who controls Krishna more than anyone else? Prem, and she is Premamayi. Kothai go Premamayi, Radhe Radhe. Vrishabhanandini Srimati Radha Rani ki Jai. You might even take the H out of that bottom nata. Ami Shishya Nata. Nata is dancer. So now, that was just a little bit of tattva from what is Mangalacharan and who is the superior. Although they can never be separated and they are one Atma, still in terms of rasa there is speciality. Every particle of her being is made of loving service to Krishna, and he is the supreme enjoyer, and yet by loving and serving Krishna, she's experiencing thousands if not millions of times more transcendental pleasure than he is. Therefore, he wants to taste what she's tasting, desiring to understand that, and that mood is growing more and more within him, amplifying exponentially. It is driving him, I want to use this word, insane, transcendentally mad. And that desire, which was building up and becoming more and more, resulted in the most beautiful, amazing, charming form, the combined form of Radha and Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahe Anya, the form of Radha and Krishna's prem, their love and affection, manifesting before us as Śrī Sachinandan Gaura Hari. Śrī Sachinandan Gaura Hari ki Jai. So now we will call out to all of our Guru Varga. The prayer starting Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttappadakamalam. Page 1 of this book, Shri Gaudiya Giti Guccha, or what Jiva Pavana Prabhu posted. Dandava Pranama Vaishnavas. Who did I see in there? Oh, Braj Kishore, Gopal, Shvastika, Kate Matig, Anjali Janardan, Mahavishnu, so many. Devaki, Dandava Pranama Vaishnavas, Nandini. So, and Sonam, Koti Koti Dandava Pranam to you too. Is that spelled Sonam? Okay. So, Sonam. You may have noticed that some of the prayers are different. What is even in this songbook is different than what we are singing. And maybe what Jiva Pavana Prabhu has posted, I have not opened it. Let me see. Oh gosh. It might be slightly different here and there. No, I think he has the version that we're doing. Great. So many different personalities have written pranams for our Gurudev and different Vaishnavas. The ones that we chant are the ones that we would chant while our Srila Gurudev was physically present and we would be in front of him, or while we were doing our seva around the world. And so we've maintained that. We have become kind of attached to that, except we have added Cheto Darpana Marjanam and Hare Nam just before the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the end of the Mangalacharan. In other words, it doesn't always have to be exactly the same, but depending on the speciality of the individual's mood toward Guru Gauranga and Radha and Krishna, it can be chanted. And some verses can be added, or sometimes a shortened version can be done. So, Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavaścha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Namine Shri Krishna Leela Katane Sudaksham Audarya Madhurya Gunaishcha Yuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Nārayanam Tam Shirasham Namami Vridandiram Bhakta Shiromanim Cha Shri Krishna Padabhritayka Vrindi Chaitanya Leelamrita Sarasaram Nārayanam Tam Satatam Prapadye Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedānta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Gaurapresthaya Bhutale Shri Śrīmad Bhakti Pragnāna Keshava Niti Namine Pativartya Charitrayo Svashritanancha Paline Jiva Dukkhe Sadartaya Shri Nama Premadayine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanami Devi Dayitaya Kripabhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Vinatarine Rupanugam Virudhapa Siddhanta वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नमते गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणासिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जयतां सुरतोपम्बो मम मन्दं मतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदं भोजो राधामदनमोहनो विद्यद्वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमदो श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थो श्री श्रीराधा श्रीरघोविन्ददेवो प्रेष्ठादिभिसेव्यमानुस्मरामि। श्रीमन्द्रसरसारम्भे वंशिवततस्थितः कार्षन्मेनुस्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रीस्तुनः। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियायै केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द। चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दं विवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मस्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम्। हरेर्नाम हरेर्नाम हरेर्नामेव केवलं करुणस्त्येव नस्त्येव नस्त्येव गतिरन्यथा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। धन्यवाद प्रणाम वैष्णव। हरे कृष्ण। Now we will call for the mercy of Shri Guru. Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakti Sadma by Shri Narottam Das Thakur. Shri Guru Charana Padma
केवल भक्ति सदम श्री गुरु चरण पद्म केवल भक्ति सदम बंदो मुई सावधानो मते बंदो मुई सावधानो मते যাহারো প্রসাদে ভাই এ ভব তরিয়া যায় যাহারো প্রসাদে ভাই এ ভব তরিয়া যায় কৃষ্ণ প্রাপ্তি ওই যাহা কৃষ্ণ প্রাপ্তি হই যাহা হইতে গুরুমুখ পদ্ম বাক্য চিত্তে করিয়া ঐক্য গুরুমুখ পদ্ম বাক্য চিত্তে আর না করি হো মনে আশা আর না করি হো মনে আশা শ্রী গুরু চরণে রতি এসে উত্তমাগতি সর্ব আশা যে প্রসাদে পুরে সর্ব আশা চক্ষুদান দিল যে জন্মে জন্মে প্রভু সে চক্ষুদান দিল যে জন্মে জন্মে প্রভু সে দিব্য জ্ঞান হৃদয় প্রকাশিত দিব্য জ্ঞান হৃদয় প্রকাশিত প্রেম ভক্তি যাহা হইতে অবিদ্যা বিনাশ যাতে প্রেম ভক্তি যাহা হইতে অবিদ্যা বিনাশ যাতে বেদে গায় যাহারো চরিত বেদে গায় যাহারো চরিত শ্রী গুরু করুণা সিন্ধু অধম জানার বন্ধু শ্রী গুরু করুণা সিন্ধু অধম জানার বন্ধু লোকনা লোকের জীবন লোকনা লোকের জীবন হা হা প্রভু করো দয়া দেহ মোরে পদ ছায়া হা হা প্রভু করো দয়া দেহ মোরে পদ ছায়া তু আপদে রনিনু শরণ তু আপদে রনিনু শরণ হে রে চাষ ঘোষক্রীর ভুবন Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jai Gurudeva Jai Gurudeva Jai Gurudeva Jaya Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Parampara Guru Parampara Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai, Shri Guru Parampara ki jai.
Now we will call out for the mercy of the Vaishnavas. For some reason on this day I am feeling like Vrindavana Vasi Jata Vaishnavera Gana. Page 36. The name of the prayer itself is Shri Vaishnava Vandana by Shri Devakinandana Das.
বৃন্দাবনবাসী যত বৈষ্ণবেরো গণ বৃন্দাবনবাসী যত বৈষ্ণবেরো গণ প্রথমে বন্দনা করি সবার চরণ প্রথমে বন্দনা করি সবার চরণ নীলাচলবাসী যত মহাপ্রভুর গণ নীলাচলবাসী যত মহাপ্রভুর গণ ভূমিতে করিয়া বন্দন সবার চরণ ভূমিতে করিয়া বন্দন সবার চরণ নবদ্বীপ বাসী যত মহাপ্রভুর ভক্ত নবদ্বীপ বাসী যত মহাপ্রভুর ভক্ত সবার চরণ বন্দ অনুরক্ত সবার চরণ বন্দ অনুরক্ত মহাপ্রভু ভক্ত যত গোদদেশে স্থিতি আছেন হইবেন প্রভুর যত দাস ওই আছেন হইবেন প্রভুর যত দাস সভার চরণ বন দন্তে করি ঘাস সভার চরণ বন দন্তে করি ঘাস ব্রহ্মাণ্ড তারিতে শক্তি ধরে জনে জনে ব্রহ্মাণ্ড তারিতে শক্তি ধরে জনে জনে এ বেদ পুরাণে গুণ গাই যে বা শুনে এ বেদ পুরাণে গুণ গাই যে বা শুনে মহাপ্রভু গণ সব পতিত পাবন মহাপ্রভুর গণ সব পতিত পাবন তাই লোভে মুই পাপি লইলু শরণ তাই লোভে মুই পাপি লইলু শরণ বন্দনা করিতে মুনি কত শক্তি ভরি বন্দনা করিতে মুনি কত শক্তি ভরি তম বুদ্ধি দোষে মুই দম্ভ মাত্র করি তম বুদ্ধি দোষে মুই দম্ভ মাত্র করি তথাপি মুখের ভাগ্য মনের উল্লাস তথাপি মুখের ভাগ্য মনের উল্লাস দোষ ক্ষমি মোয় ধমে করুণী দাস দোষ ক্ষমি মোয় ধমে করুণী দাস সর্ববাঞ্ছ সিদ্ধি হম বন্ধ চুতে সর্ববাঞ্ছ সিদ্ধি হম বন্ধ চুতে জগতে দুর্লভ হইয়া প্রেম ধন লুটে জগতে দুর্লভ হইয়া প্রেম ধন লুটে মনের বাসনা পূর্ণ অচিরাতে হয় মনের বাসনা পূর্ণ অচিরাতে হয় দেবকী নন্দন দাস এই লোভে দেবকী নন্দন দাস এই লোভে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর 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 কৃপা করো মোরে দয়া করো প্রভু কৃপা করো মোরে দয়া করো কৃপা করো মোরে দয়া করো কৃপা করো মোরে দয়া করো All Vaishnava Thakurs ki Jai. That includes all gurus, all Shiksha gurus, all pure Vaishnavas who embody the qualities mentioned in this amazing prayer. And I love how Devaki Nandan Das, I repeat him actually every day. When I say to all Vaishnavas, whoever, past, present, and future. So he says,
Holding a straw between my teeth, I submit my glorification at the feet of all the servants of Mahaprabhu, who ever were or will be. Also, to all of Gauranga's associates, in whichever country they may reside. So he's offering prayers to all of the ones who are in Puri, Nilachala, all of the Vaishnavas of Mahaprabhu in Navadvip, all of those who are situated in Gauradesh, which is all Bengal. And then in whichever country they may reside. And then for all time, past, present, and future. So it's a beautiful prayer acknowledging, really in essence, the nature of every jiva, because ultimately everyone is a servant of Mahaprabhu. Jivera Surupahoy Krishner Nitya Das. All jivas are the servants of Krishna. So honoring that nature within every living entity, well, the living part is that. That is the life. Everything else is just external, material, and it's animated by the life. But the life, what is the life of the life? The life of the life is love. The life of the life is Krishna. And the life of the life really is Krishna Prem. So now we will call for the mercy and the grace of, specifically, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. I'm thinking that because Hariharaye has so much to do with the Goswamis, from verse 4, Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī, all the rest pretty much have to do with the Goswamis, and then the very end has to do with the Vaishnavas. When I'm saying Goswami, I mean who is a master of their senses, meaning they have completely surrendered every particle of their being in the transcendental loving service of Krishna. It's not a last name, it is a qualification in this case. So when I'm mentioning those Goswamis, that's what I mean, just in case anyone mistakes what I'm saying. So Rupa Goswami, Goswami is not his name, it is a title which is bestowed upon those personalities who are the best of the Rasik and Bhavuk personalities, who are able to completely control their senses because they are exclusively devoted to serving the transcendental senses of the Lord. Rishikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uchate. So in that bhajan Hari Haraye Nama Krishna also it mentions Sri Advaita Acharya. I'm going to do a version of the old tune that we learned in ISKCON from Vishnujan Swami. I said a version of it. If you think about it, who can control their senses? That person who can control their senses, according to Rupa Goswami, in the first verse of Upadeshamrita, is qualified to make disciples all over the world. Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jihva Vegam, Udara Upashta Vegam, Etan Vegam. Who can control all of these urges? Yo Vishaheta Dhira, Sarvam Apimam Pratibim Sasishyat. They are capable or able to make disciples all over the world, to accept followers. This is no small thing. Who can control their senses? Interestingly enough, I just received a message during this last bhajan from one Vaishnava. Let me see, and he asks a question. Oh. Kamadev's anniversary today, correct? He completed 1 year of accepting your loving service. Oh. I thought he's talking about Kamadev, meaning the God of love. Anyhow, it brought this into my mind today. Even Lord Shiva, he was able to burn Kamadev to ashes. But most cannot. Most cannot. Most are completely bewildered by the arrows of Cupid personified. Well, actually he's not personified anymore because he was burnt to ashes by Lord Shiva. Therefore, he took on an invisible feature. And so no one knows where he's coming from. And when that arrow of, in this material world, the arrow of lust will strike, when and where and how it will strike, we don't know. Previously, he was able to be seen. He tried to distract Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva, with one glance, opened his third eye and burnt him to ashes. So then he became without form. But transcendental Kamadev is different than material Kamadev. In our Kam Gayatri also there's Kamadev. So who is that? Well, it's a prayer to divine love itself. Gurudev said, in Vrindavan, no one, Radha and Krishna or any of the Brajavasis are not in control. Who's in control? Love itself. Prem is controlling everyone and everything. So it's interesting that we chant that prayer to Kamadev. But that's not material Kamadev. It is transcendental love itself. Isn't that beautiful that in our Diksha mantras, we receive a prayer to divine love itself, praying for that to manifest in our heart? I just think that is so amazing. You know, Sonam, I'm not sure. To this day, we don't see him, but we definitely feel his effect. Previously, apparently people could see him. Lord Shiva saw him, didn't like what he was trying to do to him, and therefore he burnt him to ashes. So he became Ananga, means without form, formless. So I don't know if he has attained a form again. I cannot tell you. So, who's able to control their senses? Who's able to control all of these urges? The only way that someone can control the urges of the senses, there's only one way, is by completely devoting that 100% in the service of Krishna. Only when they have that higher taste can the lower taste not distract them. The real higher taste, true transcendental experience. And so someone who is experiencing that true transcendental experience, then they are able to completely control their senses, and they are qualified for the title Gosvāmī. Śrī Sanātana Bhattaraguna Śrī Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasaraguna Lokanath Gosvāmī, Bhugarbha Gosvāmī, all of our Rupanuga Guru Varga. Right? We also say that for our Guru Varga. Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Like this. Gosvāmī, because there's nothing of the material world that can attract them whatsoever. It's different than someone who has the last name Gosvāmī, who might be a politician or a high court judge or an actor or an actress or a singer or what have you. They can be anything. But this does not mean they can control their senses. So a last name is one thing, a qualification is another thing. So we're going to chant Hari Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. And that is on page Yes, please share with me, Sonam, the details. It's very interesting. Mm-hmm. 148 in our Bhajan treasure book. Hari Haraye Namaha. Hari Haraye Namaha. Krishna
Madhavaya Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Hari Haraya Namaha Hari Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatho Madana Madana Mohan Hari Haraye Namaha Hari Haraye Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gopal Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gopal Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Hari Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Shri Rupa Shri Sanātana Bhattarabhuna Shri Rupa Shri Sanātana Bhattarabhuna Shri Jiva Gopala Dasarabhuna Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasarabhuna Echai Goshair Kori Charana Bandhan Echai Goshair Kori Charana Jaha hoite Vignanash Abhishta Puran O Jaha hoite Vignanash Abhishta Puran Echai Goshai Ja Muitarudas Echai Goshai Ja Muitarudas Tasavaru Paddarimu Mora Panchagras Tasavaru Paddarimu Mora Panchagras Tadero Charano Sevi Bhakta Samdevas Tadero Charano Sevi Bhakta Samdevas Janame Janame Hoy E Abhilash O Janame Janame Hoy E Abhilash Echai Goshai Javi Braje koilavas echai doshai jore Braje koilavas Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Gorila Prakash Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Gorila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaj Vrindavan Anande Bolo Hari Bhaj Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majaya Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majaya O Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Padma Koriya Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Padma Koriya Nama Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Das O Nama Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Das Hari Haraye Namaha Hari Haraye Namaha Krishna Yadavayo Namaha Krishna Yadavayo Namaha Yadavayo Madhavayo Keshavayo Namaha Yadavayo Madhavayo Keshavayo Haraye Namaha Hari Haraye Namaha Krishna Yadavayo Namaha Krishna Yadavayo Namaha Krishna Yadavayo Yadavayo Namaha Rupa Sanatan Jai Rupa Sanatan 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 Prabhu hai Prabhu hai Prabhu hai Śrī Rupa Gosvāmī Prabhu ki jai, Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī Prabhu ki jai. What? Okay, that's great. I'll have to go back and read it later, but thank you so much for posting all of the Kamadev Tattva. Sorry. That was 1 year ago. Well, do you want me to tell everyone? So 1 year ago today, 1 year ago today, Sudevi was gifted Aprakat Transcendental Kamadev Shalagram. 1 year ago today. So for her, it's like his birthday. It's beautiful. The devotee who gave him wrote to tell Sudevi, it's his birthday, right? Okay. I've got a question for all of you, because I'm not sure about this. In terms of tattva, Nityananda Prabhu is the source of all other Vishnu tattvas, because Nityananda Prabhu is non-different from Baladev Prabhu. So he's actually the source of 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 Advaita Acharya. However, according to the rasa, means their manifestations in this world, all the pastimes they are performing, Advaita Acharya is senior to Nityananda Prabhu. So do we call out to Nityananda Prabhu first, and then Advaita Acharya, or Advaita Acharya first, and then Nityananda Prabhu, or do we call out to Nitai first, then Mahaprabhu, then Advaita Acharya? Because in sadhak form, Advaita Acharya is like the grand guru of Mahaprabhu, grand guru uncle of Mahaprabhu. What do you know? What can you share? Kamadev Shalagram is Krishna, transcendental Kamadev, that one you have to be afraid of. You know, the one that you can't look upon his face. And don't go to Keshi Ghat, and if you happen to come to Vrindavan, don't look upon his face, because everything will be taken. You will lose your mind, you will lose your heart, and everything. That's why he doesn't give darshan so much, because maybe we're not ready for that. So I'm waiting for anyone to answer my question. No, but apparently you did a PhD in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, because you're pulling out all of the goods. And I'm very appreciative of everything that you share, Sonam, so thank you. Advaita Nitai Gauranga, because it makes the Lord happy to hear his devotees first. This is what Anjali is saying. Haripriya, if we always remember our Sri Guru first, because they hold our hand in all seva, I would think we call out to those Vaishnavas closest to us, then up the line. So now I've read both of these ideas, and I'm taking into consideration how we will worship and serve our Guru Varga. How do we know who is superior or who's not, in terms of their relationship in service to Sri Rupa Manjari, in that realm? They're all like equals. They're all like girlfriends, you could say, who are serving Srimati Radhika together. We don't know which one came first, which one. This is something that is beyond us to know and understand. But according to Sadhak Rup, what we have seen with our vision in this world, there is a hierarchy, a proper respect that we must follow. Technically, Nityananda Prabhu is also senior to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in terms of Diksha and everything. However, we always call out to him first for a particular special reason. If we try to go to Mahaprabhu first, without first going to Nityananda Prabhu, it won't happen. So then we call to Nityananda Prabhu first. So there's some tricky tattvas at play inside our sequence of progression within our calling out. Also, how did Mahaprabhu appear? Well, we'll get to that. When and why he appeared. So, technically, theoretically, you would think you would call to Mahaprabhu, then Nityananda Prabhu, then Advaita Acharya, which would appear to be proper. But in this case, I'm not sure. So until I ask any senior Vaishnava who is very close to our Gurudev for a very long time, who might understand these very subtle principles, I am going to first sing to who's first in our songbook. Advaita Acharya, then Nityananda Prabhu, then Mahaprabhu. Because it's that way in our book. Still, Anjali, there is a consideration of who came to the path of bhakti, who received diksha first. There are considerations of who is older. There are considerations of so many different things. Of course, it is bhakti, which is the defining thing. But there are still, you can call it social etiquettes that must be followed to a certain extent. So sometimes it becomes a little difficult. That's why we must always be under guidance. So right now I'm under guidance of this bhajan, what is it? Anthology of Gaudiya Vaishnava songs. Yes, Anjali, we're going to get there. See, there's two different things going on. There's the seniority and then afterward the proof of the other thing. So, Anyway, this is Advaita's day, and it's natural that we should be in such a state because his tattva is a little bit difficult. Like Lord Shiva, it's very difficult. It's not simple and straightforward like Krishna or Baladev Prabhu or Srimati Radhika or Vaishnava Tattva. There's some specialities within Advaita Acharya, and it can be a little confusing. Who is he? Is he senior? Is he junior? Is he the master? Is he the servant? Is he old? Is he young? Does he have a beard? Does he not? Is he Mahavishnu or is he eternal tattva or not eternal tattva? So many questions come to mind, and this is the nature of Advaita Acharya's day. So we'll take it as it comes. No. Page 56, Jaya Jaya Advaita Acharya Doyamoy by Srila Locham Das Thakur. All glories to the greatly merciful Advaita Acharya. It was due to his loud roar that Sri Gaura descended. So, I was going to tell it in class, but now that this bhajan is spilling the beans. Okay, there's a question for all of you. The first one who gets it right, we're observing Ekadashi today because it is Vishnu Tattva Day. So the first one who gets it right gets a nice bowl of Russian buckwheat with olive oil and salt. No. And that is, what is the name given to Advaita Acharya who roared so loudly that the throne of Nārāyaṇa in Vaikuntha was shaking like an earthquake? Hmm.
Is that it?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see here.
Did I get it or not?
You did get it, but don't say it out loud. I want to see who gets it here.
I got it!
Sudevi did get it, and she's going to have some buckwheat later. Come on, what is his name? The name of Advaita Acharya.
I don't know nada.
Now she's speaking Spanish. No. That's another name for him. Kamala Aksha. Kamala means lotus and Aksha means eyes. So Kamalaksha means lotus eyes. Right? There's so many, like Pundarika Aksha. Pundarik also means lotus and Aksha means eyes. Hiranya Aksha. Hiranya means gold and Aksha means eyes. Now, I'm not comparing them, but Hiranyaksha means who's always greedy for material wealth and gold. But Aksha means eyes, and it's good. It is one of his names, Kamalaksha. Imagine how beautiful his eyes are.
Yeah, you all don't know nada.
Oh, there you go. Nandini Devi Dasi ki jai. She was eager for the buckwheat.
Tell them why I said I don't know nada.
Sudevi said, you all don't know nada. So, Dandavat Pranam Manohar and Manmohini Didi. Okay.
Very
I
good.
was trying to give a hint. You all
Very
know
good.
everything.
So, he was roaring so loudly, calling for the Lord to descend, that it is said that the throne of Nārāyaṇa in Vaikuntha was shaking. The only time I've ever seen anyone's throne shaking was Srila Gaur Govinda Mahārāja, when he would sing bhajans of Nityananda Prabhu. Literally, he would be bouncing off of his asana and the whole thing would be shaking and trembling. It's quite an amazing sight to see. Perhaps if someone has a video of that, you can show it or share it, because it's amazing to see his deep admiration, love, and connection to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Okay. First, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Advaitoya Charyo Doyamo. Jayo Jayo Advaitoya Charyo Doyamo. Jaro Kari Goro Avotaro. Jaro Kari Goro Avataro. Premodata Sitanatho Karuna Sagaro. Premodata Sitanatho Karuna Sagaro. Jare premo rase aila Vrajero Nagaro. Jaro premo rasolila Jaro premo rase aila Vrajero Nagaro. Jahare Karuna Kori Kripadite Chai. Jahare Karuna Kori Kripadite Chai. Premora se jano chaitanya guno gai. Premora se jano chaitanya guno gai. Taharo padite jiva Loilo Sharano. Tahare Podite Jeva Loilo Sharano.
se jano pailo goro prema mahadhano se jano pailo goro prema mahadhano emono to yaro nidhi kene na bhajilu emono to yaro nidhi kene na bhajilu lochan bole nijo mathe bahjaro pari lochan bole nijo mathe bahjaro pari jayo jayo advaitoya charjodoyamo jayo jayo advaitoya charjodoyamo jaro kare goro avataro jaro kare goro avataro jaya advaitoya charjo jaya advaitoya charjo 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 jaya advaita goshai 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 advaita goshai jaya advaita goshai Shri Advaita Acharya Prabhu ki jai. Now we will call out for the mercy and grace of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Patit Pavana Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Akrodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai. And this prayer is also relevant to today. Akrodha Paramananda. It says, he is never angry, although sometimes it appears he is. And actually, some of the times that it appears Nityananda Prabhu is angry is when it is in relation with Advaita Acharya. But if one understands the depths of these pastimes as we have heard them from our Guru Varga, then you will understand actually there's no anger. It is a play of affection. As best friends can say to each other, I hate you. And it really means I love you. I have so much affection for you. Those who understood the nature of their relationship could see that. And others thought, hey, why are they arguing like this? And they were taking sides. Vrindavan Das Thakur stated, anyone who is taking sides like this, when great personalities, transcendental personalities, are having what appears to be an apparent conflict, they are great offenders, those who are taking sides. So in that case, better to step back, let them have their thing. We don't understand what's going on between those great personalities. Step back and let them have their play. akrodha paramananda nityananda akrodha paramananda nityananda abhimano shunya nitai nagare mera abhimano shunya nitai nagare mera adhamma patita jive dvare dvare giya adhamma patita jive dvare dvare giya harinamo mahamantra vichena vilayo harinamo mahamantra vichena vilaya jare dekhe tare kohe dante trino dhori jare dekhe tare kohe dante trino dhori amare ki niyalo bolo gora hari amare ki niyalo bolo gora hari eto boli nityananda bhume gari jayo eto boli nityananda bhume gari jayo sonaro parvato jeno dhulate lota sonaro parvato jeno dhulate lota eno yavatare ja ratina janmilo eno yavatare ja ratina janmilo lochan bole se papi elo yaro gelo lochan bole se papi elo yaro gelo akrodha paramananda nityananda akrodha paramananda nityananda abhimano shunya nitai nagare mera abhimano shunya nitai nagare mera nitai he 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 jayo nityananda ram jay 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 nityananda ram nityananda ram jay nityananda ram पतित पावन श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। Emon Sachidanandana Bine, page 70, by Srila Premananda Das Thakur.
Emon Sachidanandana Bine Sachidanandana Bine Emon Sachidanandana Bine Sachidanandana Bine Prema bolina ati adbhuta Shruta hoito karo gane Prema bolina ati adbhuta Shruta hoito karo Sachidanandana Bine Sachidanandana Bine Emon Sachidanandana Bine Sachidanandana Saguna Mahima Eva Janayito Yaro Shri Krishna Namero Saguna Mahima Eva Janayito Aro Vrindavitini Mahamadhuri Mahamadhurima pravesha hoito karo pravesha hoito karo Emon Sachidanandana Bine Sachidanandana Sachidanandana Bine Sachidanandana Bine Eva Janayito Radharo Madhuryo Rasa Jasha Chamatkaro Eva Janayito Radharo Madhuryo Rasa Jasha Chamatkaro Taro Yarubha Satviko Vikar Taro Yarubha Satviko Vikar Gochara Chirova Gochara Chirova Sachidanandana Bine Sachidanandana Bine
রাসো মহারাজ প্রেম পরকীয় ব্রজে যে বিলাস রাসো মহারাজ প্রেম পরকীয় গোপীর মহিমা ব্যভিচারী সীমা গোপীর মহিমা ব্যভিচারী সীমা কারো ভগতি ছিল তো কারো ভগতি ছিল তো এমন সচির নন্দন বিনে সচির নন্দন বিনে এমন সচির নন্দন বিনে সচির নন্দন ধন্য কলি ধন্য নিতাই চৈতন্য পরম করুণা করে ধন্য কলি ধন্য নিতাই চৈতন্য পরম করুণা করে বিধি অগোচর যে প্রেম বিকার বিধি অগোচর যে প্রেম বিকার প্রকাশে জগত ভূরি প্রকাশে জগত ভূরি এমন সচির নন্দন বিনে সচির নন্দন সচির নন্দন বিনে সচির নন্দন বিনে উত্তময় ধম কিছু না বাছিল যাচিয়া দিলে উত্তময় ধম কিছু না বাছিল যাচিয়া দিলে কোহে প্রেমানন্দে এমন গৌরাঙ্গে কোহে প্রেমানন্দে এমন গৌরাঙ্গে কোহে প্রেমানন্দে এমন গৌরাঙ্গে কোহে প্রেমানন্দে এমন গৌরাঙ্গে অন্তরে ধরিয়া অন্তরে ধরিয়া সচির নন্দন বিনে সচির নন্দন বিনে সচির নন্দন বিনে সচির নন্দন বিনে প্রেম বলি রামতীয় ভূত সুত হইত কারুণে প্রেম বলি রামতীয় ভূত শ্রুত হইত কারুণা সচিনন্দন জয় গৌর হরি সচিনন্দন জয় গৌর হরি সচিনন্দন জয় গৌর হরি জয় সচিনন্দন জয় গৌর Śrī Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Oh wow, thank you. I have something good to tell for the class. Hari Bol Bol R. Madan Mohan Haribo Go. Page 143 by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Because Advaita Acharya was the one who originally rediscovered the Vigraha, Shri Vigraha of Madan Gopal. Advaita Acharya, his place is just down the road at Advaita Bhatt. And so he discovered this Madan Gopal, and then he left that Madan Gopal when he went to Navdvip or Shantipur or anywhere else in the care of the Chobe Brahmin family. And Sanatana Gosvāmī, when he saw that, there's a whole history there. I'm not going to speak much about Sanatana Gosvāmī, but he saw and realized that that Chobe Brahmini, although what she was doing was externally imperfect according to the rules and regulations of Shastra, because she already had awakened her spontaneous loving affection for Krishna, Krishna himself, Madan Gopal, would literally walk off the altar and take her cooking. She was cooking khichdi, stirring with this end of the stick, brushing her teeth with the other end, not bathed. And when Sanatana Gosvāmī told her, you should probably, it's Thakurji, you should take a shower first and maybe use clean utensils. And she was like, okay. So she followed his instructions, but then Sanatana Gosvāmī saw after that this Madan Gopal and her own son, both of them together, were pulling on her skirt, crying, we're hungry, we're hungry. What's taking so long? Then Sanatana Gosvāmī realized she's way beyond all of this. Those who have actually attained transcendental perfection don't need to follow the rules and regulations like we do. For them, there's only one rule and regulation, and that is spontaneous, loving affection for Krishna. So then Sanatana Gosvāmī told her, never mind what I told you before, continue doing as you're doing. Anyhow, this Madan Gopal wanted to come with Sanatana Gosvāmī, who could not take care of him properly. He said, I don't have any salt, all I have is a little bit of atta, means fresh, whole grain, whole wheat flour. And I just mix that with water, make a ball and put it on the fire, and that's what I have for my day. No salt, no spices, nothing else. I can't take care of you properly. And that Madan Gopal said, never mind, I still want to come with you. So what could he do? So that's what he was serving him, and he was worried that Madan Gopal will start saying, I want this, I want that. And Sanatana said, basically, you'll have to arrange it for yourself. So it so happened that a boat full of salt got caught. And so after some time, elaborate worship of this Madan Gopal was established, and later on he became known as Madan Mohan. But the original Madan Gopal was discovered, remanifested by Sri Advaita Acharya himself. So I thought it would be appropriate to
call out this bhajan, Hari Bol Bol Ar Madan Mohan Hari Bogo. And also it's just such a beautiful meaning. What?
Just check to see if Mahaprabhu posted the right bhajan. He's asking.
Let me just check. Yes. Yes, you have. Hari Bol Bola Madan Mohan Hari Bogo Hari Bol Bola Madan Mohan Hari Bogo Erupe Brajero Pathe Chali Bogo Erupe Brajero Pathe Chali Bogo Hari Bol Bola Madan Mohan Hari Bogo Hari Bol Bola Madan Mohan Hari Bogo Jabo Brajendra Abo Gopi Payir Jabo Brajendra Abo Gopi Payir Nupur hoye rulu junu Baji bogo Nupur hoye rulu junu Baji bogo Hari Bol Bol Madan Mohan Hari Bogo Hari Bol Bol Madan Mohan Hari Bogo Radha Krishner Roop Madhuri Hari Bodhu Nayanu Bhori Radha Krishner Roop Madhuri Hari Bodhu Nayanu Bhori Nikunjero Dwari Dwari Rohi Bogo Nikunjero Dwari Dwari Rohi Bogo Hari Bol Bol Madan Mohan Hari Bogo Hari Bol Bol Madan Mohan Hari Bogo Vipine Vinoda Khela Songe Tera Khaler Mela Vipine Vinoda Khela Rakhaler Mela Tader Choroner Dhula Mati Bogo Tader Choroner Dhula Mati Bogo Hari Bol Bol
Madan Mohan Hari Bol Hari Bol Bola Madan Mohan Hari Bol Tumra sabe brajavasi Pura Omader Obhirashi Tumra sabe brajavasi Pura Moner Obhirashi Ar Kobe Krishner Vamshi Shuri Bogo Ar Kobe Krishner Vamshi Shuri Bogo Hari Bol Bol Madan Mohan Hari Bol Hari Bol Bol Madan Mohan Hari Bol Ede Hoyantima Kale Rakhibo Jamunar Jale Ede Hoyantima Kale Rakhibo Jamunar Jale Jai Radha Govinda Bole Bhashi Bogo Jai Radha Govinda Bole Bhashi Bogo Hari Bol Bol Madan Mohan Hari Bol Hari Bol Bol Madan Mohan Hari Bol Kohe Narottama Das Napuri Lobabhilash Kohe Narottama Das Napuri Lobabhilash Ar Kobe Braje Das Kori Bogo Ar Kobe Braje Das Kori Bogo Hari Bol Bola Madan Mohan Hari Bogo Hari Bol Bola Madan Mohan Hari Bogo Hari Bol Bola Madan Mohan Oh Hari Bogo Hari Bol Bola Madan Mohan Hari Bogo Radha Madan Mohan 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 Oh Krishna Hey 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 Shri Krishna Kanhaiya Lal Ki Jai Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ji Ki Jai Radha Govinda Ki Jai Mm-hmm. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite, page 341. वृषभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा रानी की जय, श्री रूप गोस्वामी पाद की जय। राधे जयो जयो माधव दयिते, राधे जयो जयो माधव दयिते, Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Radhe Jayo 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 Mahāprabhu Radhe Jayo Jayo Mahāprabhu Radhe Jayo Jayo Mahāprabhu Gokula Taruni Mandal Mohite Gokula Taruni Mandal Mohite Radhe Jayo Jayo Madhava Daite Radhe Jayo Jayo Madhava Daite Radha Madhava Jai Radha Madhava 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 Jaya Radhe Jayo Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jayo Krishna Jaya Radhe Jayo Krishna Rishabhanandani Srimati Radha Rani ki Jai Shri Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai Sudevi, which tune of Hare Krishna would you like? Okay. I know it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Shri Advaita Jai Advaita Jai Jai Advaita 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 Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jai Gurudeva Gurudeva Jai Gurudeva Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Shri Gurudeva ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanu Guru Guru Varga ki jai, Shri Advaita Acharya ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. That was really high.
It was so high. Even David was like, whoa, gotta sing really high for this.
Hare Krishna. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namah Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Nama Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedānta Swāminiti Namine Vanchākalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitānaṁ Pāvanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Giring Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurung Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishna Vishnupad, Ashtotar Shatashi Śrīmad Śrī Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. And the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishna Vishnupad, Ashtotar Shatashi Śrīmad Śrī Bhaktivedānta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada, and to all of our Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga, and especially on this day, in the dust of the lotus feet of Mahavishnu Avatar Shri Advaita Acharya. Shri Advaita Acharya Prabhu ki jai. Also,
to all Vaishnavas, past, present, and future, including all of you who are present with us today, I offer my Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, dear Vaishnavas. Radhe Radhe, Radhe Shyam.
Radhe Shyam. Just my karma. No karma. So today, as you all know, is a very auspicious, very amazing, important, holy day. It is the day of the appearance, of the manifestation of Sri Advaita Acharya in this world. Who is he, and why is he so important for us, especially here and now? Sri Advaita Acharya is one of the personalities mentioned in the Panchatattva Mahamantra. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. And the other verse, which explains them in terms of their tattva, Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. If anyone knows which one refers to Advaita Acharya, you definitely get some Prabhupada cookies. Yes, it is a test. There's Bhakta Rupa, Bhakta Swarup, Bhakta Avataram, Bhakta Shakti. There's Krishna. Bhakta Avatar. He's the avatar of the Lord in the form of a bhakta. So there's something very special about him. Interestingly enough, when you see Panchatattva standing in the way they're standing, there's a reason why they stand in that way. If you notice, to the right of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to his right, he keeps his own avatars. And to his left, he keeps Shakti Tattva. So there's Swanksa to the right, his own manifestations, and to the left, Shakti Tattva. So who's on his immediate right? Sri Nityananda Prabhu, the first manifestation. And then to his right, Sri Advaita Acharya, his manifestation of a manifestation of a manifestation of a manifestation. I think 5 times or 4 times. And then on the left, who is standing there? Gadadhar, Shakti as a bhakta. And then to the end, there is the devotee, represented by Shrivas Pandit. So devotees take shelter of Shakti in order to serve the Lord. So all of that tattva is present in the situation of how Pancha Tattva is standing. Quite amazingly, isn't it? Yes, Sonam, you get cookies, Prabhupada cookies. I'll ask Manjulali in Glastonbury to make you some. Every time we go to Glastonbury, Manjulali, the disciple of Srila Prabhupada, she makes us Prabhupada cookies. She's like, just to remind you, which we're very eager for. So Sri Advaita Acharya manifested in this world prior to the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was quite elderly by the time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And Advaita Acharya is the disciple of who? He's the disciple of Lakshmi Pati Tirtha, as far as I understand. So that he's way back. I think the godbrother of Madhavendra Puripad. Also, Nityananda Prabhu. Somehow he also received initiation. And it is said somehow that he's also contemporary and godbrother of Sri Advaita Acharya. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the disciple of Ishwar Puripad, who is the disciple of Madhavendra Puripad. So Advaita Acharya is senior in age and senior in terms of diksha. And also Advaita Acharya was renowned worldwide, or at least India-wide, as the greatest Acharya. Means one who teaches by their own example. Previously, we have seen what Jiva Pavana Prabhu posted. Acharya is one who teaches by their own example, but what is he teaching? He's teaching about pure bhakti for the Lord. And Advaita, what is the meaning of Advaita? Advaita. Dvaita means dual, and Advaita means non-dual. So there are so many different meanings of that and so many different pastimes. I just want to refer back to what Jiva Pavana Prabhu posted when he was posting the meaning of Advaita Acharya as given in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Oh my gosh. I don't know where, it's very far back. So when he was born, he was so beautiful, so attractive, so amazing, with beautiful, large, lotus-like eyes, that he was given the name Kamala Aksha. Kamala means lotus, Aksha means eyes. We've already described this. And as he was growing up, he was performing so many uncommon pastimes. Why am I saying uncommon? He had this kind of speciality that he would never bow before any deity of Shakti. So he would not bow to Durga or Kali or anyone. And it so happened that one day when he was a little bit more grown up, but still young, when they went with the king to one temple of Durga or Kali, his Gurudev explained that she was wearing a garland of skulls around her neck. At that time, the king was bowing. His father, his own father, was bowing before her, but he would not bow. And they said, you should bow. As any father would tell their child, when you go to the temple, bow down, put your head to the floor, be respectful. And he was like, no, I don't want to. They're like, bow down. And then the king was like, what kind of lessons are you teaching your son that he will not bow before the goddess? So his father was pressuring him. You should bow down before her. He said, this Advaita, quite young, that time, Kamalaksha, he said, if I bow down before her, she will break, she will be destroyed. Because technically, according to that culture, she would not be able to tolerate receiving that kind of honor and respect from her pati, from her master, her maintainer. He said, I am her master and maintainer. If I bow down to her, she won't be able to tolerate it. She will leave that form. They're like, well, just do it anyway, this one time. So finally, upon being pressured, what did he do? He bowed down before that deity, and Gurudev said, like an atom bomb, she exploded into thousands of pieces. And then they all realized, oh, there's something different, something uncommon, something special about this young person. They didn't fully understand it, but they knew something was there, something special. And so this Kamalaksha, as he was growing up, he became expert in all shastras. He was an expert Sanskrit scholar, and he became a teacher. What kind of teacher? Like a doctor of doctors. He was the supreme teacher of all Brahmins, all Acharyas, the most respected personality at that time. Very great personality. So this Sri... Oh, I just looked down and I see Hunkar, but I realized I had gone way back, so... So this Advaita Acharya, he's not Advaita Acharya yet. Later on, he became known as Advaita Acharya. So, what is his reason for appearing in this world? Technically, theoretically, every yuga, and I'm saying theoretically because this is the progression. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrujamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sangstarpanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. From millennium to millennium means yuga to yuga. Sambhavami, I manifest. Yuga, yuge, yuge. From yuga to yuga. For what purpose? To destroy irreligion and to re-establish dharma, or the principles of religion. To destroy or annihilate the miscreants, the demons, and to protect the devotees. So Advaita Acharya, in essence, was qualified to do such a thing. And another thing, what the personality would do, Krishna or any of his avatars would do, they would also establish the Yuga Dharma. Advaita Acharya was also qualified to do such a thing. But he noticed something. He noticed the status, the state of the material enjoyment and all kinds of simple activities that were going on in the world. And he felt these people are in such a desperate state, in such a desperate need for help. Only the original Supreme Lord himself can help. So Advaita Acharya, he is a manifestation non-different from Mahavishnu. There's Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Sometimes I've read it differently and so it becomes confusing. I told you Advaita Acharya Tattva is a little confusing. So, direct disciple of Madhavendra Puri. Interesting. I'll have to do some more research on that. But thank you for sharing that. So, Advaita Acharya is, according to our Shastra, according to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and those who understand the Tattva, he's a manifestation non-different from Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu avatar Sri Advaita Chandra. Mahavishnu has manifested as Advaita Acharya. Technically, there are two different aspects, two different ideas. There is the desirer, and then there is the functioning aspect, or the ingredient cause. So there's Upadan Karan and Nimitta Karan. And it gets quite technical, and I always get confused about it every year, which is interesting as well. So there's because today I read 2 or 3 different lectures, and they actually said it almost seemed to swap it around. So perhaps you can all help me again to clarify this. The Upadan Karan means who is desiring. And then there's Nimitta Karan, it's the ingredient cause. So there's the desiring cause and the ingredient cause. And both of them are necessary in order for something to manifest. So the example our Srila Gurudev and other acharyas have given is a potter. The potter desires to make a pot, but only desiring is not enough. You also require the ingredients and to actually function as a pot maker, to make the pot. So there's the desire to do it, and then there is the function or the ingredient which makes it happen. And so sometimes I've read that Advaita Acharya is the desiring aspect, and other times I've read that he is the ingredient aspect. In either case, both of them are necessary for manifesting something of this world. So how do we see or understand Advaita Tattva, Advaita Acharya Tattva? Technically, Advaita Acharya Tattva, he could be that person who is in this Kali Yuga, who would establish the Yuga Dharma and also perform the function of the avatar, because that is what the Lord does. Except that Advaita Acharya noticed, I told you before, that it was so simple, so bad, and so terrible, he desired to give to this world something extra special, that they need help. They need help, which is beyond what I'm able to give. In other words, it was so low and so simple, and this is the nature of the devotee. He was taking the form of a devotee, that the devotee sees, oh, such a suffering, pitiful, pitiable condition, let me give them the best thing to help them.
Like our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, in his pranam mantra, seeing the intense suffering of the jivas, he desires to give them the best things, so he gives them prem for Sri Harinam. So Advaita Acharya is thinking, only the Supreme Lord himself, the original Supreme Lord, can help them. So our Gurudev and other Acharyas have explained that when the Lord appears in any yuga, we have seen that Krishna appeared near the end of Dvapara Yuga. So many appear near the end of the yuga. And so when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would appear, according to his own sweet will, it could have been 500 years ago, or 5,000 years from now, or near the end of Kali Yuga. It could have been in any point within Kali Yuga, which is 432,000 years long. We've already gone through 5,000 years. 427,000 years to go. So Mahaprabhu could have appeared at any time on that timeline within this particular Kali Yuga. But by the incessant call of Sri Advaita Acharya, we already spoke about how he was so desperate. He felt that without that form, without Krishna himself coming in and establishing pure bhakti in this world does not need to exist. And he was debating, if he does not appear, then I will manifest many arms as Vishnu Tattva in the form of destructor, and I will destroy this universe. This is what is written and what is spoken by our Guru Vargas. So Advaita Acharya had this kind of resolution. How did he petition the Lord? He was worshipping Shalagram Shila with Ganga water, Ganga Jal, and Tulsi. Vrindaye Tulasi Devi, Priyaye Keshavasya cha. Tulsi Devi is very dear to Keshava or Krishna. So if you're worshipping Krishna with Tulsi and tears and with Ganga water, praying, how Krishna's heart will be melted. So Advaita Acharya was worshipping Shalagram again and again with Tulsi and with Ganga Jal, and crying and begging, petitioning for the Lord himself, the Avatari, the original Supreme Lord, to appear. And that incessant calling was so powerful, so intense, that it is said that the throne of the Lord in Vaikuntha began to shake. Are there earthquakes in Vaikuntha? There are when the Lord himself in another form calls, roars loudly. So by that roaring, the Lord heard his prayer. It's interesting because he is the Lord, but he's also calling the Lord himself, the original form. And he's, there's Karana Dakshaya Vishnu, Garbha Dakshaya Vishnu, Shiro Dakshaya Vishnu. So the aspect of creation, Karana Dakshaya Vishnu means who's creating, who's in essence glancing toward Maya, and from that everything, all the universes are created. Through the dim reflection of the light coming from his third eye on his forehead, the dim reflection of that known as Shambhulingam, who mixes with Maya. There's a whole complicated description of this, which we're really not going to get into this time. But Advaita Acharya is a manifestation of that Mahavishnu aspect. And Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Maharaj explained, which is quite interesting, that the Vishnu avatars that we know of, Karana Dakshaya Vishnu, Garbha Dakshaya Vishnu, and Shiro Dakshaya Vishnu. Karana means who is creating, Sarva Karana Karanam, who's manifesting all of the universes. And within each universe, like a womb, there is Garbho Dakshaya Vishnu. Garbha means womb. Garbho Dakshaya Vishnu. He's inside each universe, lying on Ananta Shesha. And there he's sustaining or maintaining each universe. And then from there is another aspect, another manifestation called Shiro Dakshaya Vishnu. Within each universe there's a transcendental plane known as Svetadvip, or the ocean of milk is there, and there's another manifestation of Vishnu who is there. And that aspect of Vishnu is the one that
Brahma goes to on the petition of the demigods when there is any difficulty in the universe. The demons are attacking, they're creating so many problems, so much havoc is there. We need help. Oh Brahma, please help us. Brahma goes to the edge of the Kir Sagar, the ocean of Kir, or the ocean of milk, and prays to the Lord within his heart. And then he receives a message within his heart. He doesn't see him, he receives a message inside. And the Lord generally says something to the effect of, tell all of the demigods to take birth in any location, all of the demigods and their wives, very soon I will appear. They should prepare for my descent. And they will take part in my lila, my pastimes of destroying the demons, rescuing the devotees, re-establishing dharma, and destroying adharma. So there's another manifestation of that Kshirodakshaya Vishnu as Param Atma, the supreme witness who resides within the heart of every living entity, within every atom, who is omnipresent, omnipotent, in everything, outside everything, and the witness, and that personality who assists the jivas in fulfilling their desires. Basically, I direct the wanderings of all living entities. And then there's another manifestation of that Paramatma. Chaitya Guru manifests externally as Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru. And of course, then there's another manifestation going the other way as Ananta Shesh, which means Ananta, no ending, without end. So he's also unlimited. So all of these different aspects are manifested. Srila Gurudev explained that because of those personalities, Karanadakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, because of their connection to and relation with the material world, they're not considered a pure or eternal, not exactly pure, but in terms of a tattva, like an eternal tattva. Because at the time of universal dissolution, Karanadakshaya Vishnu and Garbhodakshaya Vishnu also go back into the form of, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu also go back into the form of Karanadakshaya Vishnu. But because he has taken his in-breath, there's no more material universes, they all go back into him, then he goes back into his source, which is Sankarshan. So Advaita Acharya is also within that category. It gets quite technical, but I was reading this today and finding it all quite fascinating. So this Advaita Acharya, he was calling the Lord incessantly. Interestingly enough, it is said, because I just previously mentioned that he is a manifestation of the Lord himself. So according to the concept of Om Purnam Adap Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachate and Deepajyadeva Hirasantaramabhyupete Deepayate Vivritahetu Samana Dharma Yastadrigeva Hicha Vishnu Taya Vibhati Govindamari Purusham Tamham Bhajami. From these two perspectives, we can understand that there is no difference in terms of tattva, but there is a difference or speciality in terms of rasa. According to tattva, Vishnu tattva is like one. As one fire lights or candle lights another one, lights another one, lights another one, all are fire, but there's still the speciality of the original, but fire is fire. However, there is still, in terms of the individual personal traits of these divine transcendental manifestations, some kind of difference in terms of rasa. So if we are going to assess or make any, I want to use the word judgment, about the different aspects of Bhagavan, the only real way to be able to discuss or define is according to rasa. From the perspective of rasa or relationship and the depths of those relationships and the amount of love and affection exchanged between that form of the Lord and his devotees, then we can understand. And that is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was able to convince
the family of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Trimal Bhatta, Vyankat Bhatta, Prabodhananda Saraswati, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami about the superiority of the conception of Vrindavan Krishna over all others because of the rasa vichar, because of the conception of rasa. Otherwise, from Vishnu Tattva, you can say it's all the same. Just fire is fire is fire. But there's a speciality. So the original is Krishna. Ete chanksa kalapungsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So according to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, let me tell you what that verse says in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Ete chanksa. After explaining so many different avatars of the Lord, Śrīmad Bhagavatam tells, but Ete cha anksa kalapungsa. All of these avatars are the kala. It's like a phase. The moon has many phases. But the original, who is the original Bhagavan himself? Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna himself is the original Bhagavan. And this is also confirmed in Sri Brahma Samhita, Ram Adi Murti. Ram and all other forms. Murtishu, Kala. Again, this word Kala is used. Now, anyone who's intelligent will look at the moon and know the moon has so many phases, but the moon is always full. But if the Lord is manifesting the phase known as Maryada, then the Purushottam of Maryada will be manifest as Sri Ram. So, if he's manifesting Prem, then that will be Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sachinandan Gaurahari. And Krishna is known as Leela Purushottam. So Krishna is compared to this full moon, the complete full moon. And others are manifested as half moon, quarter moon, skinny moon, even dark moon. And yet, anyone with intelligence understands that the moon is always full. Yet, certain aspects are manifest. So Ram Adi Murtishu Kala Niyamena Tishtan Nanavataram Akarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu. All of these avatars are manifesting from him. But Krishna Svayam, Krishna himself, Samabhavat Paramapumanyo. He is the original manifester of all of these other forms. Krishna. Yes, the original supreme personality of Godhead. Narasimha Prabhu, it's not the casual ocean, it's the causal ocean. But he is lying casually in the causal ocean. Sorry, I'm using too much of my hands. I tend to do that. Forgive me. So, the speciality of the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he appeared when he did because of the call of Advaita Acharya. So in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, there it is explained that Sri Advaita Acharya is one of the primary causes for the descent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's primary cause was Krishna's own desires to taste the bhavs of love and affection that Srimati Radhika has for Krishna. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrishobhanaya Eva. And then the secondary of the primary causes, the second of the primary, is the call of Advaita Acharya. Why is it considered primary? Because it's his own desire, his own purpose. So Advaita Acharya is, in essence, himself, calling himself to appear in this world to perform a particular function. So therefore it is considered primary. And secondary, there is also first and second. Krishna Prema Pradayite. To bestow upon this world Krishna Prem. Unata Ujvala Rasang Svabhakti Shriyam. Particularly that kind of Krishna Prem. Anyone who knows the meaning of this one, Unata Ujvala Rasang Svabhakti Shriyam, please place it there.
Narasimha, I just was messing with you. I just thought you would look down because there's a pastime back in the day. A lot of devotees thought it said casual ocean, and I just thought it was funny. So, Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself, as his secondary reasons, came to give Krishna prem. Prem ras niryash korite ashvadan, rag marga bhakti loke korite pracharan. Rag marg means spontaneous love and affection for Krishna, like the Brajabasis. He wanted to bestow this upon the world. And then, the other one is the establishment of Yuga Dharma. So this is secondary also. Secondary means incidental, or even as a byproduct to his own internal reasons. He's got his personal reasons, and then the effect or the side effect of that is the other part. What he is tasting is so amazing. Oh my God, you should all taste it. Oh yes, and Yuga Dharma. So our Srila Gurudev and our Guru Varga have explained that Advaita Acharya could have given the Yuga Dharma, but not the way that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave it. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself tasting the bhavs of Srimati Radhika. Therefore, that Yuga Dharma or Harinam Sankirtan is especially imbued in this Kali Yuga with something special. Braja Prem. Special injection within the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is eternal, and for all time so many have been chanting it. So many will go to Vaikuntha as a result of chanting it, or Ayodhya or Dwarka or anywhere else. But by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who comes only once every 8,640,000,000 of our human years, he has imbued this Hare Krishna Mahamantra with Braja Prem, with a very special capacity. If we take shelter of that and take shelter of him, then very easily, compared to any other time, we can attain to that perfection. That's why this Kali Yuga is known as Dhanya Kali Yuga, or the fortunate Kali Yuga, because of the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And why did he appear when he appeared? Now, or just 540 years ago? Because of the call of Sri Advaita Acharya. So for us, Advaita Acharya brought the personification of transcendental love itself, Prem Purushottam, the form of Radha and Krishna's Prem, their Prem Murti. By his call, petitioning on behalf of all of us, fallen conditioned souls in this material world, by his call, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. And so we can look at this also as Shunya Amara Duk Vaishnava Thakur Amalagi Krishne Avedivena Prachur. Seeing our suffering, pitiful condition in this material world, the Vaishnav will petition the Lord profusely on our behalf. He didn't need the Lord for himself, although he wanted him. Why? Even Mahavishnu is so attracted to Krishna that he arranges for so many different pastimes to take place so that he can just have darshan of the beauty. The beauty of Krishna. Let me just finish this point. So even Mahavishnu is attracted to the beauty of Krishna. How beautiful is Krishna? And so Advaita Acharya called the combined form of Radha and Krishna into this world. So how indebted are we to Advaita Acharya? Now I want to go back to this mention. Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Mahamantra started with Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Some people think so. But our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj has done extensive research. And through all Shastras, especially even in Kali Santaran Upanishad, you will find it is originally written as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sometime in the not too distant past, Gita Press published a version which started Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And Gita Press, well, it was a very popular publications, and there weren't that many publications at the time, so it went everywhere and everyone read it like that. And their reasoning was this: well, Ram came first and then Krishna came, so let's chant Hare Ram first and then Hare Krishna. But this kind of reasoning is technically infantile because they don't understand the tattva. They're looking, oh, well, Ram came first, so I'm going to worship Ram. Well, how about the previous time and before that and before that? And what about the essence or the tattva? So they actually made that switch, but originally it was Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It always has been that way. Only in the recent past, there was that adjustment. And they've found manuscripts pre-Gita Press publication, many, where Mahamantra was given with Hare Krishna first, then Hare Ram. There's a pamphlet which was published by our Srila Gurudev entitled Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And in that pamphlet, it has that entire history, and then it has 5 different commentaries from different of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas on the meaning of Mahamantra. So I just wanted to share that. Technically, it's okay to chant it like that from one perspective, but we do not like to change authentic Vedic mantras to suit any other purpose. It's best to keep them as they are, as it is. All those different groups chant it one way or the other. What is the reasoning for chanting it that way? For a genuine Ram Bhakta, they will see the whole Mahamantra as referring to Sri Ram. For genuine Krishna Bhakta, they will see the entire Mahamantra, including Hare Ram, as referring to Krishna. Radharaman iti Ramaha. Radharama iti Ramaha. So they will see Krishna as Krishna, Ram as Radharaman, Hare as Radhika. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This won't refer then to Dasharati Ram. This will refer to Radha Krishna, all of the mantra. So different groups are chanting it in different ways, but our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj has gone back through the ancient libraries and discovered that that is a recent addition. It is not the original version.
And didn't Srila Bharati Maharaj say that he was like the protector of the Srila Bharati Maharaj said that Param Gurudev was like the protector of Siddhanta. Didn't he say something?
I don't remember.
Okay, I have to find it again.
Okay, so Sudevi is remembering that Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj was saying or glorifying about our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, that he was like a protector of the Siddhanta and definitely a defender of the faith. Of course, in India, anywhere you go, when people want to ask you, they see tilak on your forehead, hey, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, just like that, anywhere. They'll say Hare Ram first and then Hare Krishna. But the original mantra is Hare Krishna, then Hare Rama. So now we're continuing with Sri Advaita Acharya. So I just wanted to establish that he was so desperate seeing the sinful nature of the people of this world. Imagine if he saw now. Oh my God. Anyhow, that we need another one. Or I was telling you, Shunya Amara Duk Vaishnava Thakur Amalagi Krishna Avedi Bena Prachur. Seeing my suffering, pitiful condition, he petitions the Lord profusely on our behalf. Vaishnavara Avedane Krishna Doyamoy Eheno Pamara Prati Habena Sadoy. Krishna, hearing their prayer, will bestow his mercy unto us. So, the Supreme Lord heard his prayer. Why am I saying the Supreme Lord? Because Advaita is Lord, but his Lord is Krishna. So he is calling, please, please, you must descend. If you do not come, then there's no reason for this universe to exist. It wouldn't be the first time that any form of the Lord would threaten to destroy the universe. Sri Ram also was threatening. When he was in his pastime, weeping and crying, Sita, Sita, where are you? He was also pointing his arrow at Mother Earth. If you do not reveal where she is, I will destroy you immediately. So this mood was manifesting. Advaita Acharya also had this mood. So he called on the original form of the Lord who manifested. Krishna himself manifested
Radha Bhava Duty Subalitam Nomi Krishna Swarupam. Krishna himself manifested, but imbued with the bhavs, the sentiments of Srimati Radhika's love and affection for Krishna, and hence her complexion, duty. Radha, the beauty of her moods manifests also as that complexion. So who manifested? Gauranga. And he was so happy upon the manifestation of Śrī Sachinandan Gaurahari. Advaita Acharya was overjoyed when he was calling for him incessantly. So, hey you, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. It's true, isn't it? Advaita Acharya manifested many beautiful pastimes with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy, because in some places we see him with a beard in the pictures. In some places we hear about his beard. Even in pastimes that our Gurudev has told, we hear about it. And at other times we hear he did not have a beard. Why? Because he's a manifestation of Mahavishnu. Can Mahavishnu have a beard if he wants? Yes, he can. But according to the descriptions in our Shastras, Advaita Acharya had a very youthful appearance, and he did not have a beard. So how do we understand and reconcile? We must approach any Vaishnava to understand and reconcile. So Advaita Acharya was all were instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to preach Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Shiksha. So everyone was going, all of his associates were going and preaching. Advaita Acharya was always given respect by Sachinandan Gaurahari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was always giving him respect, that you are like my Gurudev. You are so senior to me, and you are Acharya, so let me offer my pranam at your lotus feet. Advaita Acharya didn't like this. Being treated like this from his own Prabhu, he felt very bad. In a sense, like I mentioned yesterday, if anyone were to give us the same glorification as our Gurudev, we'd feel like, I don't want this, I don't want this. So what did Advaita Acharya do? He started giving Mayavad commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. He was teaching his students Mayavad commentaries, like the Shankar Acharya commentaries on Gita. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Sachinandan Gaurahari heard this, that he's doing this, he became furious. What? What is he doing? He immediately ran to the place of Advaita Acharya and began beating him. It is said that he grabbed him by the beard and he was hitting him again and again until Advaita Acharya's wife, Sita Thakurani, she was like, please, please, he's an old man, you're going to kill him, stop, stop, like this. At that time, Advaita was so overjoyed and blissful. Finally, I have attained success in my life. Before, he was always giving me respect as his senior, but I am definitely not worthy of that. He is the Lord, the Supreme, the original Supreme Lord. So at that point, the switch happened, and then Mahaprabhu began ordering him as his servant. And from that point, Advaita Acharya was so blissful and so happy. Finally, he's accepted me in my true role, and he has accepted his true role. So we've heard there that he was pulling his beard. And at other times we hear, no, he's Vishnu avatar. He's always eternally beautiful and youthful. We've heard that Krishna resided within this world for about, 120 years? And he always appeared like a 16-year-old youth. Completely beautiful and young and fresh. So, according to different versions, we've heard different things. Yesterday, Raghava Pandit Prabhu posted something about why Advaita Acharya does not have a beard. So,
I think that you missed Jiva Pavana Prabhu's question.
I wasn't looking down.
Yeah, he's saying that Mahaprabhu appeared in this time, so what is the need of Koki Avatar? So they're all waiting with popcorn.
They're all waiting with popcorn. Oh my God. Okay, I'll try to go do this quickly.
No!
Yes, because we're still speaking about Advaita Acharya.
Okay, good stuff.
Our Srila Gurudev spoke on this quite a lot. And Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj also spoke on this. And other acharyas have also spoken on this point. According to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, when the original form of the Lord appears in any yuga, then the function of all the Leela avatars is taking place directly through them. So there is no need for any other Leela avatar.
So they have descended in that yuga.
So the original form of the Lord, Krishna, appeared at the end of Dwapara Yuga. It may be that other forms appeared before him, but after Krishna, we don't know of any other form during Dwapara Yuga, any Leela avatar descending and performing any pastimes after the time of Krishna. In Kali Yuga, we've also seen, before the appearance of Sachinandan Gaurahari, Keshava Drita Buddha Sharira. Buddha appeared. But the original form of the Lord came subsequently. Sri Sachinandan Gaurahari, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is known also as Adi, not different from Krishna. Nomi Krishna Swarupam, Krishna himself, but imbued with that special sentiment, that special mood of Srimati Radhika. So, when he appears, just like when Krishna appeared, it is said that it is not his function to kill demons, but it is the function of all of the Vishnu avatars within him, because he is the source of all of them. It is their function to kill the demons. So Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita very directly and clearly states that it was the Vishnu avatars, or those aspects within him, who were killing the demons. What's Krishna's function? Play the flute, attract the gopis, enjoy rasa, play with his friends, play with his parents, play with the cows, play, have fun and enjoy. But the demons were being killed by the Vishnu avatars within him. When Putana came, he closed his eyes and was sucking her milk. He's not thinking, oh my God, she's coming to poison me. But the Vishnu avatars within him, it's their function to kill the demons. When Trinavarta came and grabbed him, he put Krishna on his shoulder, and he was going up higher and higher into the sky. At that time, what happened? Krishna was so excited, getting a bird's eye view of all of Braj. He could see every pathway leading from his house to every other house. He made a map of Vrindavan to every gopi's home, our Gurudev has said. But then Trinavarta went higher and higher and higher, and then beyond the clouds. Where Krishna could not see Vrindavan anymore, he became afraid and held on very tightly. Well, he didn't know his own strength. The Vishnu avatars within him took the position of taking care of business, literally choking the life out of this demon, Trinavarta. Not only the life, his eyeballs popped out like Rasagula, our Gurudev would say. Popped out like this, and he fell down to the ground and lost his life. But the function of killing demons, this is for the Vishnu avatars, it is not for Krishna himself. This is explained in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And so it is said that all other functions, all of these other avatars are within him. Even Vasudev Krishna, the Krishna who manifested in the jail cell of King Kamsa, when brought by Vasudev Maharaj toward Vrindavan, that Krishna merged into the original form of Krishna who was born from the womb of Mother Yashoda. This is also told in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, and those who are Rasik and Bhavuk have detected it and shared it. And our Srila Prabhupada also shared it, not in his Krishna book, but in his commentaries on those verses in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, pre-Brahma Vimohan Leela. So it is there. Also from our Srila Prabhupada. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, on the authority of Hari Vangsha, has told these things, Prabhupada writes. And he writes a few other things in that connection as well. So, when the original form appears in Kali Yuga, that is Sri Sachinandan Gaurahari, and all other Leela avatars appear within him and perform their function through him. So there's no need for any other Leela avatar to manifest during Kali Yuga. What is the weapon of Sri Sachinandan Gaurahari? Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Sangopang Ashtra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumedasa. 2 weapons. One is beauty, and the other one, his weapon, what is his ashtra? Harinam Sankirtan. In the commentary on the section in Śrīmad Bhagavatam regarding Dhruva Maharaj fighting with the yakshas, in the purport there, Srila Prabhupada writes that this ashtra, Sangha Upanga Ashtra, he's also appearing with his weapons. But what is his weapon? Harinam Sankirtan. So this Harinam Sankirtan will usher in the next Satya Yuga. It will become more and more prominent. There's no need for Kalki avatar. Through the weapons of Sachinandan Gaurahari and through his own form, he is accomplishing all of what the other Leela avatars would accomplish. So this is explained in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and our Guru Varga have refined it and given it to us like that. I hope you were able to understand. Yes, in some places it is said his ashtra is his beauty. And that we have seen when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting in the doorway of the Mayavad Sannyasi Prakashananda Saraswati in Benares, Varanasi. And there he was, Prakashananda Saraswati had his 100,000 disciples, all Mayavadis. And yet Sachinandan Gaura, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was so beautiful, so effulgent, that they were becoming distracted from their Aham Brahma Asmi, I am that, Tattvamasi Bhajan. They were completely trying to focus that I am one with everything. Or anything that's different than the one is illusion in essence. So through that, they were focusing on this Ekavad. And they saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how beautiful, how effulgent he was. And their minds became attracted. So his beauty is said to be one of his ashtras. And of course, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Harinam Sankirtan, is the other ashtra. Why are you making a sad face, Jiva Pavana Prabhu?
It's a happy face.
No, the first one is sad. At the bottom. Did I not explain that okay?
It's a happy face.
Oh. Okay, wait a second. It's just...
Are you looking at it upside down?
No, the eyes are going down, and maybe my eyes are going bad.
Happy face. It's a tickled pink face.
Okay, are you satisfied with that answer?
He's happy.
So, according to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, specifically, it discusses all of these points and says when the original form of the Lord appears, then all other Leela avatars, of which Kalki is a Leela avatar, they appear within the form of the Lord, and the Lord performs all of their functions through himself, or they perform their functions through that original form. So, Sachinandan Gaurahari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is the original form of the Lord. He is avatari, just like Krishna. Therefore, Kalki avatar appears within him. And so the function of Kalki avatar is taken over, in essence, by the function of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Sachinandan Gaurahari ki jai.
Keep track of the time.
Hare Krishna. So, Advaita Acharya performed many beautiful, sweet pastimes with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Oh my gosh. The time is just going by. It's after 8. Okay. So, I'm not going to tell too much. I'm going to tell one very powerful and telling pastime. Advaita Acharya, as I told before, is the king of all acharyas. He was the recognized by thousands and thousands as the supreme and topmost. One day he was performing the Shraddha ceremony, means the ceremony for his departed father and ancestors. It's called Shraddha, not Shraddha, but Shraddha. And he had invited so many to come. So many were there. What happens is, after offering the pinda
to the departed ancestors, then you serve the most prominent personality, prasadam. And so all were there waiting. Which one of us is he going to choose? Is he going to choose me? You know, and all of these personalities had big, lofty titles, big names, all of the Brahmins of different levels, and they were all hoping, oh, he's going to pick me. He's going to give me the seat of honor. So many would be given prasad, but there was one who would be given the seat of honor. And Advaita Acharya was mulling over, which one? Who was sitting outside? Sriharidas Thakur. What was he doing outside? Haridas Thakur was just waiting there so that it might be that he might receive even one drop of remnant from any of these great personalities. He was so humble because he was born in a Muslim family, and especially at that time there was such a very distinct taboo. You're coming from a meat-eating family who are doing so many sinful activities according to the Vedic standard, then it is considered outcast. So if any Muslim shadow even touched a Brahmin, then it would be like damnation for them. Or any drop of water touched them, it would be like damnation for them. So Haridas Thakur was outside just waiting for any possibility of any morsel of prasad from any of these great personalities. Advaita Acharya saw him outside and grabbed him and said, come with me. And Haridas is like, no, I will pollute the entire atmosphere. Please don't. Advaita Acharya made him come in. And Advaita Acharya put Haridas Thakur on the seat of honor. Needless to say, all of those thousands became very upset. What happened to him? What happened to his mind? He knows nothing. What is he doing? Is he gone mad? There's so many qualified persons here, and he put that low-born Muslim up there. If we take prasad after him, we will be completely disgraced. So they decided, we're going to leave this place. How dare you do this to us? They were feeling very offended and upset, but Advaita Acharya was laughing. He said, to worship one person like this, a pure devotee, is worth worshipping more than millions of the best of you, because he's a pure devotee of the Lord. Anyone who's judging a devotee by their birth or by any activity before they have come to the process of bhakti, they're leading themselves on a path to hell, and all of their followers will go with them. He said, just by serving Haridas, I am serving more than millions of you. Well, we're going to leave, they said. Good, you should all leave, he said to them. Just by your presence, this place is becoming dirty. By his presence, it's becoming purified. So they all were really upset, and they left that place, and Advaita Acharya was so blissful and happy, he began to serve Haridas Thakur. As they were leaving, some of them were like, he's the Acharya, Advaita Acharya. He has been our guru, and he knows all shastras better than all of us. He's the one who taught us everything and all of the refinements. And we've heard about his uncommon activities when he was young. How the Devi Murti broke when he bowed before her. He's no ordinary person. Maybe he has something. Maybe he does know something that we don't know. And then they thought maybe we should play it safe. So they turned and they came back, and they were much humbled, and then they received Mahaprasad. So Advaita Acharya showed something very special in this pastime. Advaita Acharya showed to all of the world that a Vaishnava is not determined by his birth. Even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, how do you determine someone's varna? Chaturvarnyam maya shrishtam guna karma vibhagasha. That one's status is determined by their qualities and their activities. What were the qualities and activities of Sri Haridas Thakur? Constant absorption and remembrance of the lotus feet of Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what were his activities? 23.5 hours a day, always chanting the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him that title, Nama Acharya, Śrīharidas Thakur. So Advaita Acharya, the best of all Brahmins, was showing everyone else for all time, do not judge according to someone's birth or their body, their external, their color, or their sex, or any of that. One's judgment can only be in terms of the depth of their love and devotion. And so through this pastime, he taught a very valuable lesson, that all of one's external material qualifications, they cannot give one Krishna Bhakti. Janma koti shukritar na labhyate. Millions of good acts or rising in one's position in this world cannot give one Krishna Bhakti. The root qualification for Krishna Bhakti ras is the intense greedy desire to have it. And where can that be found? In the association of pure devotees. So Advaita Acharya was showing the superiority of those who are devoted to Krishna over any position in this world. And in this case, our Srila Gurudev mentioned one verse, which I mentioned the other day, of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Naham vipro na cha narapati napi vaishyo na shudro naham varni na cha grihapati no vanashto yatirva kintu prodyan nikila paramanand purnamritabdher gopi bhartu pada kamalayor dasa dasa anudasaha. Mahaprabhu is saying, I'm not a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. I'm not a Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. My only identity is that I am the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna, the beloved of the gopis. This is my identity. In his conversation with Rai Ramananda tried to establish Varnashram as the highest. Varna Ashram. That is, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas, and Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The other way around. But this is Varna and Ashram. Mahaprabhu said that is external, go forward. Why did he say that? Because it only has to do with the body. And in another body, there would be a different Varna or Ashram, or maybe no Varna or Ashram. In the body of an insect or an animal or anything like that, we wouldn't be considered within Varna or Ashram, or any outcast. And we've taken all of these forms millions of times, so it is external. So Mahaprabhu said, this is external, go further. He told Rai Ramananda. This is essential for us to understand, and Advaita Acharya proved the point that whoever is trying to establish themselves according to their birth. Oh, I was born in such a family, so therefore I require this kind of distinguishment and honor. Yes?
There's a little bit of confusion. Krishna Premabhakti is asking, why is Kalki then predicted in Śrīmad Bhagavatam? How can the prediction of Shastra be untrue?
Did I finish my point?
Yes,
Okay.
you did. I waited till you kind of...
Thank you. If you see the section on Varahadev in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, the answer is given therein. Srila Prabhupada in his purports is writing,
Maybe they didn't hear me.
oh, sorry, why is Kalki then predicted in the Śrīmad Bhagavatam? How can the prediction of Shastra be untrue? So Śrīmad Bhagavatam is referencing many different yugas, even within what appears to be one pastime. Srila Prabhupada writes that actually many different pastimes of Varaha have been strung together in this one pastime. So we're looking at the pastime as one, but actually there's different pastimes of 3 or 4 different Varahas in the pastime of Varahadev that we have received. Different kalpas. So there's a term called kalpa bhed, which means the difference or variation according to kalpa. Kalpa means a day of Brahma. So in different days of Brahma, different manifestations of the Lord take place. Krishna comes once in a day of Brahma. But in each yuga, there are also so many different avatars. In each yuga. So when you see that at the end of Kali Yuga, Kalki avatar will appear, this can refer also into the general idea
that at the end of Kali Yuga, generally Kalki avatar appears. It might not refer necessarily to this Kali Yuga, because then Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita would be wrong as well. So this is why it is so important to understand Bhagavatam through the medium of the Bhagavat. Jaha Bhagavata para Vaishnavarasthane. If you want to understand and read Śrīmad Bhagavatam, then you must do it in the association of any Vaishnava who can open or reconcile and help you to understand these kinds of things. So Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj very clearly spoke this point. Our Srila Gurudev very clearly spoke this point. And there were many discussions about it as well. And so it went out into the public. There were refutation papers on this particular subject with all of the evidences from Shastra. So when you understand it from that perspective, Kalpa Bhed. Like in one yuga, you will see that Srimati Radhika manifested from a lotus flower in Vrishabhanukund. In another, you will see that Srimati Radhika manifested at Raval, when Vrishabhanu Maharaj went to bathe in Jamuna, at that place. In different times, you'll see different pastimes. Govardhan. In one kalpa, Govardhan was brought by Hanuman. Well, he was told by the aerial voice, "We have already completed the bridge to Lanka, so whatever you have in your hand, put down wherever you are now." Hanuman put Govardhan down in one kalpa. In another kalpa, Pulastya Rishi, he placed Govardhan down there. So different things happen in different kalpas. In Śrīmad Bhagavatam, when it's telling these kathas, it's not necessarily linear. We think it's linear, but it's not necessarily. It tells Ram Katha, but Ram did not come in this Treta Yuga. Ram came in a completely different Manvantar. And that's quite shocking, because he's so glorified and loved. But if you study the Shastras, Ram did not appear in this day or this time of Manu. He appeared in a different Manu. And Narasimhadev Bhagavan, where did he appear?
In the heavenly planets, right?
Indra had taken over heaven.
Is it the heavenly planet?
I'm pretty sure he appeared there, but the fight didn't only take place there, it took place everywhere. So there's a place also here, where in Narasimhapalli, in Navadvip Dham, where after killing Hiranyakashipu, Narasimhadev washed his hands in that lake there. So different Narasimhas have appeared also, and you can see, from different kalpas. So in this particular Kali Yuga, according to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, because the Supreme Lord directly has manifested in the form of Sachinandan Gaurahari, then all of the Leela avatars perform their function through him. They won't manifest. According to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's spoken there. So then we can understand that what is told in Śrīmad Bhagavatam might not be linear like we're thinking. Oh, Ram appeared in Treta Yuga. Yes, but not in this Treta Yuga. He appeared in the Treta Yuga 4 or 8 months in the, was it 8th month Mantar? Who knows when Ram appeared? Which Manvantar Ram appeared in? I can't remember at the moment. So, and Varahadev, his katha is many different Varahas from many different Manvantars, or different kalpas, different days of Brahma, all placed together. So as Shukadeva Goswami is speaking, as Sutta Goswami is speaking, the remembrances of so many different pastimes are coming through. Srila Bhaktivedānta Bharati Maharaj explained it quite interestingly, actually. He said when a pure Vaishnava is giving Harikatha, he said they are witnessing Krishna's pastimes as they are happening. So it might be that they are, he said, the variations that you hear. The tattva is always the same. That is the definition of tattva. When tattva changes, or the siddhanta changes, that is something that cannot be tolerated. But the pastimes have variation. Govardhan Leela might be a little bit different. The same basic foundation is there. Like us, we do the same things every day. We wake up, we go to the bathroom, we brush our teeth, we eat. but we don't eat the same thing every day. Well, some people might, but most don't. So we have a lot of the same basic foundational structure, but the details are different. We go to sleep at a certain time, but different friends come, we laugh, we play, we have lunch on different days with different people, different activities. Some days we go shopping and we get a certain thing, and other days we go shopping and we get something else. So many variations are there, but the basic structure is the same. So there are variations. Srila Bhaktivedānta Bharati Maharaj explained that by witnessing the pastimes of the Lord in any universe where he's performing his pastimes, some variation in that lila might manifest in their heart, and therefore you will hear some slight difference. They're seeing it not only right now, or what has been written in Shastra, they're also witnessing like a waterfall of transcendental pastimes of Krishna. So they're able to tap into the absolute realm, and therefore what is manifesting through them is Shabda Brahma, transcendental sound vibration, as they are witnessing those pastimes wherever they're taking place. So we will get some snippets of variations from different places. And this is also okay. So what we are reading, it might be that we are looking at it from a linear fashion, but actually it might be more of a holistic fashion. The holistic fashion is telling generally what happens. This is when the Lord appeared as Varahadev, when the Lord appeared as Narasingha, when the Lord appeared as Buddha or Kalki, and how he appears and when he appears. And there are unlimited avatars or manifestations of the Lord, like waves or crests in the ocean. We cannot count, unlimited. And we're only told about a few. So from that perspective, then we can understand that we're given some kind of a glimpse through the scripture. But the scripture is not wrong. It just might be our vision of the scripture which is putting some limitation on it, that it must be linear, whereas it, from a different perspective, would be holistic, or what they would call singularity or absolute time. It's all there, all at the same time. Srila Gurudev said that for that person who is very high in their level of sadhan bhajan, they will be meditating on the pastimes of Krishna during the 8 times of the day. This is called Ashtakali Lila Smaran. But for someone who's beyond that, they have instantaneous access to all of Krishna's pastimes at every moment. So they don't have to meditate according to the 8 times of the day. They see all of Krishna's leelas are going on simultaneously in every universe on any earth planet. As Srila Prabhupada said, in the first second in the first universe, in the second in the second universe, and the third in the third, Krishna's pastimes are going on. So they're able to tap into any place at any time. They are not bound by the limitations of us as conditioned souls, because they're already connected eternally with the transcendental consciousness. So they're not limited by that. So they're able to present all of these to us. I hope that was a little bit clarifying.
Hare Krishna. I like what Kate said. She's just like mind blown.
Okay. So the time has become a little bit late now, but I really thank you all for your questions and helping me to remember all of these beautiful teachings of our Gurudev.
Stoking the fire.
Jiva Pavana Prabhu stoking the fire. So tomorrow, if we have the opportunity, we would like to continue to speak a little bit on Advaita Acharya, because it is by his grace and his mercy that that form of divine love manifested in this world when it did. And because of Advaita Acharya, we have received that opportunity to take advantage of what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. If Advaita Acharya had not done what he did when he did, we don't know when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have appeared, and we don't know if we would have received that opportunity. So we are hopelessly indebted to Sri Advaita Acharya.
Oh, Sudevi said someone was pulling out the popcorn. So, Jiva Pavana Prabhu, if you can, maybe it's on bvmlu.net or .org, if you can post a link to that description of Kalki Avatar. So many people don't...
Somebody did.
Okay.
I don't know who, but somebody, I think Jiva Pavana Prabhu.
Okay, so it's there. So if anyone wants to look more into the details of that, our Gurudev explained it quite deeply. He said, why is this yuga called Dhanya Kali Yuga? This is the blessed Kali Yuga. There are so many yugas and so many Kali Yugas, and even though any avatar of the Lord appears in Kali Yuga, in every Kali Yuga, still in this Kali Yuga, the original Supreme Lord appeared. What is it? Ke jabi bhai bhava sindhu par. Dhanya Kali yuge rache tanya avatar. In this Kali Yuga, Dhanya Kali Yuga, the most fortunate Kali Yuga. Why is it that? Because Chaitanya Avatar has appeared in this Kali Yuga. Lord Chaitanya has manifested in this particular Kali Yuga. So Gurudev said, then there will be no Kalki Avatar. And the way our Srila Gurudev said it is, by the potency of Harinam Sankirtan, gradually everything will become more and more purified. Of course, we can see ups and downs, but gradually, like Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur also predicted, that eventually, gradually, all of the different religions will come under one main heading. All of the petty differences that they have will be let go. All of these walls will be broken down, and there will be one religion under the name Brahma Sampradaya. Bhaktivedānta Thakur predicted it, so it must come to pass, because he sees past, present, and future. Right? Trikalagya. He also predicted that the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would be spread in every town and village, and that very soon Vaishnavas from the Western countries will join the ones in India and do kirtan together.
And isn't there like a prediction of Srila Prabhupada in Padma Purana?
And there's a prediction of our Srila Prabhupada in Bhavishya Purana, or Padma Purana.
I mean, come on. This is...
And there's a prediction of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada that a very great personality will take his birth in Puri and will establish the true teachings of bhakti. So all of these are there. They're to be seen and found. So one day everything will come together under one divine transcendental heading. And in fact, in Śrīmad Bhagavatam it is said, Kaler doshani jay rajan. Oh, although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, and we know it, we see it, still, asti hieko mahadguna. Still, there is one extremely great quality. Mahadguna means great quality. Kirtanar eva Krishnasya. Simply by chanting the holy names of Krishna. Mukta Sangha Parambrajet. Mukta Sangha means connection to liberation. So Mukta Sangha actually can also mean with eternally liberated personalities. Mukta Sangha Parambrajet means the supreme destination. One can connect to or attain to the supreme destination simply by chanting the holy names of Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Ram. Rama Rama Hare Hare. So, I feel that I inadequately described Śrī Advaita Acharya today, and so I want to continue with Śrī Advaita Acharya tomorrow. There is no harm in doing so. So on this day, the day of the anniversary of the appearance of Śrī Advaita Acharya, what did he do for all of us? He gave to this world. When he did, at this time, the manifestation, the most beautiful, amazing, magnanimous manifestation of the prema of Radha and Krishna, who distributed to this world, to everyone, Krishna prema, who gave prema to everyone. So we can pray to Advaita Acharya. You had the power to call Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to call Krishna to manifest in this world, and you called him out of intense mercy and compassion for all of the fallen, suffering, nonsense, sense enjoyers of this world. Therefore, I'm qualified as one of these persons. I'm a nonsense, fallen,
sense enjoyer of this material world, and you called that form for our sake. Please, Advaita Acharya, be merciful to us and manifest that form in our hearts. Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratu Sachinandana. As Rupa Goswami says, may Śrī Sachinandan Gaurahari always reside within the deepest recesses of your heart. Shri Advaita Acharya Prabhu ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you all so much for giving us the opportunity to remember the beautiful teachings of our Gurudeva and Guru Varga, and especially on this day to say something about Sri Advaita Acharya, and also to discuss all of these amazing points, the beautiful tattvas and siddhantas that our Srila Gurudev and our Guru Varga have awakened before our eyes, which we would never have known otherwise. So, also, I just want to express our deepest gratitude and indebtedness to each and every one of you for daily giving us the opportunity to follow the order of our Gurudev. He said, even when I'm no longer on this sphere, I want that you travel and continue preaching my mission everywhere and inspiring on my behalf. So you're giving us the opportunity to endeavor to do that. And for that, we cannot repay you. So, Dandava Pranam. We look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Okay.
Radhe Radhe.
Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe.
Dandava Pranam in Nārāyaṇa Ashram. I'm so excited about their new backdrop.
Radha Vinod Bihari Ju
Ki Jai.
Sachinandan Gaura Hari
Ki Jai.
Jiviriamo
Shivriyamadamani.
Advaita Acharya Prabhu Ki
Jai.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. So there's the Śrīla that doesn't normally show himself.
It's his birthday.
So it's his appearance.
Kamadev in Sudevi's life.
He stays hidden, so don't show anybody, okay? Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.